Yeah.
War isn't
That's
fought
the new normal.
war isn't fought the way it used to be during World War II or World War One. It started with and even Korea. It started in Vietnam with guerrilla jungle warfare, and now you have terrorism. That's what it is. They don't.
Well,
They don't.
I mean, look, I look at it like this. The world is totally different than what it used to be, and the old rules of the world no longer either they don't apply or we need to go ahead and kind of redo it. But the idea that we should determine how other people live, I mean, that's in the past, man. We've got to decide that, okay, we're going to become somewhat isolationist, somewhat protectionist. We're going to bring back manufacturing. Sorry, corporations, we're not going to use the military to make sure you get extra markets. We're going to produce American goods so American workers can work. Like this whole idea that we're going to become this technical society and everybody's going to know how to code and everybody's going to know how to work in these, high tech industries, it's not realistic. You have to have something for the people who are willing to sweat and use their backs to make a living. And once you remove that from the society, that society's in trouble. And that's where we are right now.
George W. Bush said, behind all of these countries is a democracy just screaming to come out. And that's not the case.
Not at all.
That's not the case.
Nope.
These people have never known democracy. They wouldn't know what to do with it. And, hey, look, that's why Russia is having so much trouble and why Putin wants to bring back the old KGB and make Russia the USSR again.
That's another thing with Putin. He has to present this strongman character to bring people back to the idea of the Russian bear, because their economy not only is always stalling, but it seems to be a situation that's kind of what it is. That, like, they're not this world power when you look at manufacturing, technology, industry in that form. They're world power because they have the military might to be so, and the oil and natural gas. But like we saw oil prices, dropping the last 2 years, and look what's happened to him. He's got to present that tough character to get the Russian people behind him. But if a journalist writes something negative, you might die.
I could just see Putin going to the UN like Khrushchev did back in '61 or '2, and banging his shoe on the podium and saying, "We will bury you."
We will crush you.
That's right. That's what he would like to do.
Without firing a shot, and they're doing it, but he has a point in a way. I mean, Marxism's pretty strong here.
Well, if you read Marx,
Man,
in the United
come on,
States.
man, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do the bill of
Oh yeah.
Marxism is not in appliance in America. Not communism, not socialism.
no, but if you read,
Being the workers
But if-
own the means of production. And if you've ever been to a union meeting, they've been getting their ass kicked for 50 years in America. So
workers
I'm not
workers
worried
of
about socialist America.
workers of the world unite. You have nothing to lose but your chains.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the union's been getting their ass kicked for a long time here.
They really have.
I'm
let me
not
tell
talking
you.
about the unions. I'm talking about Marxism, where they control the money supply and they control the government. And that's
Well,
what we got. And that's what
Ed, you know what the problem
That's
was?
banking and that's capitalism.
If you
No, centralized banking is Marxism. Centralized banking isn't capitalism. Capitalism is for free market banking. No, the Federal Reserve is Marxism. It's not.
Okay, I'll explain it this way. You name one time in America where there's ever been a free market, and then the second part of it is go to any socialist country you can think of, and you name what central bank they had and what currency they had. Socialism means that the government controls the huge corporations and whatever industry you have. So you have state-owned oil, state-owned farming, state-owned, manufacturing.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
socialism.
Marxism is where you
don't have
control the
anything like
banking.
this.
and Venezuela.
One of the first or second plank of the Communist Manifesto is to control the banking system. We should have free market banks, not command market banking. And we have free market banking.
We've never had it.
Yeah, we had it back in the 1800s. We had silver, gold, competing banks. People traded. There wasn't a centralized banking system.
Holy cow.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with Marxism. You're talking about a gold standard.
Marxism wanted a centralized bank.
Okay, we just added another caller. Who's on?
Time out, gentlemen. Time out.
Libertarians are fighting for.
Time out. We just got another caller. We just want to introduce somebody. Have somebody introduce themselves.
Area code 302. Area code 302, you there?
Hello?
I'm here. I think it's another person.
Who's
Isaac is there. Ed is there. Naj is there.
There are two area
But
codes.
there's another 302 on
There are
here.
two 302s on.
That's a lot.
Hey, Naj, this might be your buddy.
But the great one?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, it's not him. No,
It's not him, huh?
How you doing?
Okay.
No, it's
But
not him.
Like you were saying,
came in and yelled at me for talking bad about Trump. But look, we lived through the Cold War years, and that's caused us to think certain things about socialism and Marxism that are not true, but they're not even close to what it actually is. We are not close to socialism or Marxism, but it's become kind of a popular thing on the right to say so. But we're not close to those things. Obama would drive over 50 socialists to shake the hand of a Wall Street banker, okay? It's like...
Right, but the banking system is what I'm saying is Marxism. We should have free market banking, not centralized banking. It should be decentralized and left for local communities.
No, Obama ran...
Marxism would be the people own the bank. Marxism would be shared economy. Marxism would be a race to the bottom where everybody has not much of anything. That's what Marxism would be. We live in a high capitalist area. That's why we have so much inequality, because there's super wealthy, there's the normal class, and then there's poverty. Like, that's where we are. We're in a serious area of capitalism. We are not Marxist or socialist at all.
All right.
The banking system is a command market banking system, and it is controlled by the centralized powers and by the rich people.
And those banking houses are how old?
And we are moving away to free market banking. There's a lot of free market banking things going on, or free. I wouldn't even call it banking. I would just say free trade, where like Colorado, Washington, since they've legalized pot, pot's a big thing there, and the local people grow it. A lot of people are going there, and they're changing their whole aspects, and they're becoming wealthy because of it. And that's what it's called. Real wealth comes from producing it, and they're producing.
Okay, hold on, man. Hold on. We decided that 4 designated areas will be able to sell marijuana legally. That's not the free market. We decided what markets would have it. We allowed them to do it, and we're bringing in tax money. That's not the free market. Second part would be free market capitalism.
No, it is a free market. They chose in that state to do it, and they chose in that state to use that as an economic trading system.
I mean, I don't understand.
But you do understand that by not allowing it in other states, you're creating a market.
Other states are working towards it. Other states are working towards it. It's
but they don't have it, so it's not a free market. A free market will be every state.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking
and the best.
But we are the United States. It's up to the states to decide for themselves. And Texas has just said they're going to start accepting gold and silver as legal tender.
All right.
And these are the kind of moves that we need to make.
All right, let's hold on for gentlemen, hold off for 1 second. We've got a new caller, 302-650. Are you there?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, who's calling?
My name's Jeremy.
How are you, Jeremy?
I can't complain. I was just calling in to say, I mean, I know a lot of people are going to say this sounds ridiculous, but I don't understand why heroin and, everything really illegal isn't legal, because, when you think about it, what is the benefit to criminalizing things? Because all it does is, hurt the community.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you should have freedom of ingesting or whatever you choose to. I agree. You should be able
Because
to.
I mean, I don't want to support those people doing that, but we should help them get help instead of like criminalizing people that are self-medicating. You know?
Yep, agreed.
Of course, if nothing else, it's less expensive to put him in a hospital than jail.
Exactly.
Hospital to jail. Help them get better and let them reintegrate into society. Like that's what I've been saying, and it just no one seems to want to do that in the mainstream. You know?
Well,
Well, that's because they're run by the centralized banking system.
You got it.
The centralized banking system owns the Republican and Democratic parties, and they're
Yeah.
both out to control it and keep putting bad laws on it.
You know, like Mark Twain said.
This country is based on incentives. If we had the incentive to where rehab was the thing, then we could change this drug thing. But right now, the incentive is more prisons, more money, more private prisons, more people trading on CCA. So of course, we're going to have people filling up prisons and saying, look, if we don't have a full beds here, then we're not going to get our money from the government. So we need full beds. So police department, we need you to crack down in the local area to fill up these beds. So once you set the incentives there, you're going to have a prison population bigger than any country, any other country in the world. So our incentives are out of whack.
I mean, we have the highest prison population per capita anywhere in the world, much higher than China, much higher than North Korea, much higher than anybody.
Well, that's because North Korea and China just kill them,
I'll say also Russia, France, any country in the world.
No, you're right. Yeah, I won't argue with that.
And
Definitely.
I would add, never trust Chinese and Russian statistics. I would add that. But we do have the biggest prison population.
Yeah, I don't trust them.
They lie a lot, China and Russia.
And the sad thing is how much rehabilitation goes on. It's just a holding.
Very little.
It's just a place to put them until they serve their sentence, and then they get out again, and then they're back in again.
A lot of them want to go back in. They can't assimilate anymore.
Well, they get clothes that are laundered. They get 3 meals a day. They get a bed to sleep in. They get. You know how much it costs to join a gym? They get work.
It's not wanting to go back. It's competing in a job market where they not only have lesser skills, but they have this red mark of being a former convict on them. So
what I'm saying, they don't voluntarily want to. I don't mean they
know it. That they're back to their old trade, and that gets them back in jail.
Exactly.
So it's very, very high.
I'm saying it's not that they voluntarily want
to.
All right. What's going on here? He keeps cutting.
Did he come back?
Yeah, he keeps cutting off for some reason. Yeah. You back on?
I got this one.
I've been here.
Okay.
Why you keep cutting out?
I'm just listening in.
Oh.
What's up, Nick? No,
well, Jeremy, if you have anything to say, just feel free.
Yeah, I'm fucking. I have to call into this.
Whatever you do, don't raise your hand because we can't see you.
Jeremy, don't be talking to your sweetheart on the other line. We can hear you.
What, me?
Naj is a jokester. You have to understand that. He knows his stuff, but he's a jokester.
Yeah. Well,
you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I hear
we
fine.
can hear you.
Yep, we can hear you, man.
All right. Well, I want to see views on marijuana.
Jeremy,
go for it.
Somebody said they would legalize marijuana. Would they get your vote?
No. I just want to see your views because if I can hear what you think on marijuana, it can tell a lot more about other things.
Well, you look at.
Well, Gary Johnson.
A closed-minded person or open-minded person.
Gary Johnson has already. Did you hear Gary Johnson's pledge? He said while he's running for president, he's not going to smoke a joint at all. If he's elected for 4 years, he won't smoke. Okay, but he does want to make it the law of the land. And now all of a sudden, Hillary has come across with, wanting to make it the law of the land.
First thing, I don't see any reason.
Look in my eyes.
Can I just ask one thing? By what right do they determine what somebody can ingest? Who are they to say your mind, your liberty of the mind should be determined by them? I don't see anything wrong with drugs. Western